All right, I'm going to call the Monday, February 12th, 2024, 7 p.m. Veterans, the Select Board meeting to order. We have Aaron Underhill, Ellen Rosenfeld, myself, and Mike and Karen, and a full house tonight, for at least a little bit. All right, we're going to start with some announcements. First, we have a fundraiser for Aiden Weatherby. It's March 1st, 2024, at the Millis High School Auditorium. $20 tickets, and this is to help raise money for Aiden's bone marrow transplant. He's fighting cancer, so this is something that I hope everybody can attend. It's a comedy show. Doors open at 7, show starts at 8, $20 tickets, March 1st, 2024. Next item we have on the announcements, I'm saving the best for last, don't worry, Chris, is the Complete Street Grant Award. Bob, do you want to talk about that at all, or do you got anything you want to share?
I can do something quickly.
$433,000, so maybe you can mention what it's for exactly.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Well, I'd like to start out just by thanking the Economic Development Committee and our Complete Streets Core Group, which is consists of Nicole Riley and Select Board Member Underhill, Chief Sophia, and who else was on there? Jim
think I'm on
McKay
that one.
and a couple other people.
Oh, no, not on the, yeah, Complete Street,
Complete
yeah.
Street.
And last week, we were awarded $433,000 for our Complete Streets program. That's for 5 projects, including improving a few intersections, making several intersections safer for pedestrians and bikes and cars, and improving pedestrian access, especially in the town center. We'll have sidewalks along Plain Street that need to be replaced, that will allow kids from the schools to come into the town center safely, and detectable warning pads for the ramps on Main Street. So a lot of projects, we'll get them all done by the end of the fiscal year, of next fiscal year, and yeah, $433,000. It's a nice award.
It is. Remember, we voted on that a little while back.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have another award for Aaron LeBlanc. This is the Mass Rec and, why do they call it Rec and Park Association's Professional of the Year? I always say Park and Rec, but yeah. But it's the Professional of the Year award, and Chris, do you want to say some words about that? And first, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here.
How about there? Looks more official.
Okay. Yes, I just here, obviously, we are so proud of Erin. This is another huge recognition to the department and the town as well. So thank you for allowing us to be here tonight and recognizing this award. Obviously doing great things. The other reason I wanted to come up and just say a few words, I wanted to give a shout out to our colleague and resident Sharon Locke. She's a Millis resident. She is also one of our committee members, and she received the Peter and Eric O'Brien Award. This is a very prestigious award. She's going to kill me for even recognizing her, but this award is the highest honor bestowed to someone from the MRPA and recognizes a professional who has demonstrated the advancement of the park and rec industry. So again, Erin is amazing. We all know that. You have everything in your documents, but I also thought it was important to recognize Sharon Locke as well. She's been a tremendous mentor and a support system for both of us for many years, myself, and as well as Erin. And we're just pretty lucky that we have such great people in the industry living in our town and supporting us, as well as all of you guys. So thank you, and congratulations, Erin. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. All right, one last announcement, and this one is we're looking for people to run for office, as we always are. There's several openings. There's one opening for moderator. Nobody's pulled papers yet, that's why there's an opening. So, or nobody's elected in. But we're looking for one moderator. It's a one-year term. We're looking for one person for the select board. I've pulled papers, other people can pull papers. It's a 3-year term. School building, the school committee is looking for 2 people for 3-year terms. Board of Health has one 3-year term open. Library trustees has a 3-year term open. The planning board has 2 positions, a 5-year term and a 3-year term. And it takes, well, this says 45 signatures. They wrote 44 on my nomination papers just to trip me up, I'm sure. But 45 signatures, you can pick up nomination papers at the town clerk's office. They're due back on March 22nd by 5 p.m. So anybody interested, please stop by the town clerk's office, pick up your papers, get 45 signatures, get 50, be safe, and drop them off at the town clerk's office on by March 22nd. All right, any more questions, you can talk to our town clerk who's in the back. Okay. All right, next item up is approval and sign the presidential primary election warrant. There goes the crowd.
And the audience.
Yeah. All right.
So, Mr. Chair, in your packet is the warrant for the presidential primary for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And I believe that if you have any questions, the town clerk is here, but it does require your signature. The presidential primary will be held on Tuesday, the 5th day of March, 2024, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Any questions or comments?
Nope.
All right. Is there a motion?
Oh, a motion.
That's kind of the
I
pause
missed
for.
that hint. I moved that the, hold on. Get some airways here. There you go. I move that the board approve and sign the March 5th, 2024 presidential primary election warrant.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, passes unanimously.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, we have setting an annual town meeting date and opening the town meeting warrant. It's like democracy is running rampant.
Oh, my God.
Go.
Yeah, all right.
So, Mr. Chairman, it is that time of year again. I am recommending that the board vote to open the warrant for the spring annual town meeting and vote that the warrant close effective the end of the business day on February 26th, 2024. I'm also recommending that due to some scheduling conflicts, the board vote to set the time and date of the spring annual town meeting for 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. So it was originally scheduled for Monday, the 6th, but we're looking at Tuesday, the 7th.
All right.
Okay. I move that the board set the date of annual town meeting for Tuesday, May 7th, 2024 at 7:30 PM.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass
Actually,
unanimous.
Sorry, you
We
have
also-
to actually move to open the
And now we
warrant,
need an actual motion to open
which
the
is not
warrant.
there.
So this is the test.
All right, let's see if you can do this.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, I move that the board open the warrant.
There you go.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to open the warrant. All in favor?
Aye.
And what date will the warrant
And
close?
it would close 2 weeks from tonight, so
Okay.
if you'd like, you can actually vote to close it at your meeting 2 weeks from tonight, but just
Okay.
putting the notice out there that's the anticipated time.
And maybe
for
Karen
closure.
will make a motion for that for me.
Yeah, you can write that down, yeah.
I don't know. We'll think
I don't
about
know
that.
either. It's a crapshoot.
Question?
Close the warrant.
One of
Sorry.
our-
It's just a quick question. I know that you've picked the date and time for the town meeting, but was daytime at all visited so that people on a Saturday? So as we had before, so because we've got so many important things coming up to give the senior population an opportunity to be able to participate in the town meeting.
Well, just to address that, I was on the committee that Erin appointed, actually, when she was moderator way back when. And when you start getting into Saturdays during the winter, you start losing all of the people with families because of sports. And seniors are the largest group that attend our town meeting proportionately. The number of seniors that attend our town meeting, people over 60 years old, eclipses every other age group at our town meeting at night anyway.
Well, that's probably because we've got a 40% population in this town. So I'm just wondering if because we have had a town meeting during the day. It was on a Saturday. It was done on an afternoon, so parents and their kids could go to their games. I'm just looking at because there's been a lot of conversation downstairs in the Council on Aging. Why are we not having it? Posing it to me, being on the FinCom, and I said that was something that they had to speak to the town administrator and the Board of Selectmen. But I know that you've set a date and time, but I'm requesting that you perhaps revisit it, because there has been a great deal of people asking to do it during the day, as opposed to the evening. I understand babysitters are having to be gotten for evenings for the school-age people. Well, the seniors really are getting older and older and having a harder and harder time getting to the meetings. So I'm making the request. I thought it had been sent off to you folks. Apparently that memo didn't, or if it did, I don't know. But I'm openly making that request as a senior, as a board member of the seniors, and also of the Finance Committee, and of my own personal request.
Okay, thank you. We will discuss it at some point, but we did study it just 5 years ago, I think. 5, 6 years ago. We met for over 2 years on town meeting procedures, and that was not one of the recommendations that came out of that committee. But maybe it's worth forming another committee to study at some point. But as far as this goes, the numbers were overwhelmingly senior at all of our town meetings. And the conflicts on Saturdays when we did the surveys were we would lose most of our family age population who are tied up with sports events. So Monday nights worked. We're moving it to a Tuesday night the same time. There's no time that works for everybody. My wife can't attend Saturdays because she works Saturdays. So there's no time that works for everybody. We're trying to do this with the minimal change possible to accommodate our legal representation, which is moving it from Monday night to Tuesday night to make sure we have an attorney present. So that's why this was,
And just
Put
to
it this
note,
way.
the Saturday one, I believe, was in the middle of COVID, so
COVID.
we had to do something
we
outside.
had to do it outside.
So-
But it
Yes.
worked, and you had
Well,
a very large
yeah, it wasn't ideal.
population come from the Glen, and they are a good portion of this town, and they are seniors, and they also have voiced
Yeah.
their concerns. So
I am
just
confident.
asking.
Thank you for bringing it up. I'm confident that we're going to have a very large turnout for this one, no matter when we do it. But maybe we need to take it into advisement for studying at another time, but at this point, we just did it 5 years ago. I don't think things have changed dramatically with why that would be a reason to open it up again. But thank you for the feedback on it.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
can I make a comment?
yes.
Lisa Harden, Town Clerk. I just want to remind you that Town Clerk's office has requested that the November town meeting, if at all possible, be changed from the Monday night, right?
Yeah.
Pete? Right in
Right.
front of the presidential election to a different time, for this, kind of the same reason. We have a lot of senior citizens, and they can't really work both very easily.
And that's a different, that's the
That's- I
senior
know.
citizens that are working the polls versus.
Well,
attending the
right.
polls.
But
But
it
we'll
might-
take it in advisement. We have
might-
another one coming up in November. And I think the
Right.
best recommendation, I mean, the only thing that was considered was maybe splitting them, so one's a Saturday, one's a Monday. But we can take that up for the
Well,
next
also
town
just-
meeting.
One last thing,
Yeah.
just keep in mind the fact that the Glen was not fully populated 5 years ago when you did that
Yeah.
study.
Yeah.
And they are a significant portion of this population in this town, 25%. And I just think that having the courtesy
25% what?
of our population, of our senior
No.
population.
Lives at the Glen? No. No.
Of our population, there's almost 9,000,
Well, there's
8,500
almost
in the town.
4,000 seniors, and you're saying that 25,
25%.
you're saying
From
1,000?
what I understood, and I could be.
You think 1,000?
Okay, well, let's, yeah,
Just ask.
I understand.
Okay.
There, yeah, there's
I'm
about
just
1,000
saying that-
seniors and there's about 400 people at the Glen from what,
Of that 1,000. so-
600, yeah,
So,
Yeah.
do the math.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
again, the
there's not
study was
1,000
done
seniors
5 years
either.
ago, not currently. So
Okay.
Just brought to your attention.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, having said all of that, it's moved us nicely up to our hearing time. So that was,
You're welcome.
yeah. Reminder to use the mic. Okay, so please come up forward for the, we have a hearing, I think?
Yes, installation of an anchor guy at pole number 34/11.
So Christine Cosby is on the line. Christine, I think?
Is this an
Are you
official
there?
hearing we have to open or anything?
It is.
Okay.
Do I have a
Well,
motion to open?
actually, I was gonna say you don't. They have to open the hearing for this.
Is it an official hearing?
I don't know if it's,
Christine, can you hear us? I see the phone there, but we can't hear you. Well, that's good. Well, you can vote to open it just to, probably better.
Well,
open
if
it.
Christine can't, is she the only one that's directing this conversation?
She's, she's Eversource, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Eversource. So this is a poll.
Yeah,
It's
so,
pretty easy if there's no residents that are come to. Are you here about it? Oh, okay, well then we will open it as a regular hearing. Hold on.
all right, make a motion open hearing.
I move to open the hearing for the erection and construction of poles.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to open the hearing regarding the installation of anchor guy at pole number 34/11. Where's that, Ellen?
I can't even find where 1220 Main Street is, so.
Okay.
Do we have to vote?
Oh, yeah.
just vote to open the hearing.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, hearing is officially open.
Christine, we're not getting, unfortunately.
If she can hear us.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, we can. Good. So Christine, they just opened a hearing.
Crosby?
Okay, yes, Christine, we just opened the hearing, so if you'd like to,
Okay.
Christine, if you'd like to just explain a little bit about what Eversource is looking to do through the hearing?
Yes, we're looking to install an anchor guide at existing pole 3411, and the purpose is to provide support to that pole due to the fact that there's a train on the pole line, because coming from the train coming from Bow Street. And presently, there is a tree guide supporting the pole, but the tree guide is going to be removed because the tree is dead, and the tree's going to be removed. So in replacement of the tree guide, we're looking to put in an anchor guide.
okay. And an anchor guide is just a cable, basically, that runs down to an anchor on the ground, is that correct? Oh, we're so close. I'm going to assume for lack of a,
That was your fault for asking the question.
all
I
right.
believe it is, an anchor guy.
It's a
It's called, not
guy.
a guide, it's a guy.
Guy, if I'm
Like a
trying,
guy.
yeah, but you still put an anchor plus or minus 7 feet from the pole and
It
run a
gives support,
cable up.
yes, and it's like,
Yes.
it makes a triangle.
I assumed that from the
Yes.
sketch that was in here.
Yes.
All right, anybody in the audience like to comment? Yes, please come up, identify yourself.
Stephen Demilo, Fort Bow Street. I just had a quick question. So what, are they gonna put a concrete, something in the ground to attach the cable to and then go up to the top of the pole? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm not sure about the concrete.
I'm not sure
but-
how it's set,
Well,
but it
however-
is set with an anchor in the ground. I mean, they've got one outside my house is a cable that runs, I'm assuming that's what that must be.
The guy wire.
It's a guy wire, but what is it attached
Guy
to?
wire.
How is it attached to the ground? Is it, through a cement block or some other device?
It's anchored into the ground, maybe 6 feet deep. We put like it's like a metal rod.
Yeah.
It's anchored into the ground, and then the guy wire from the top of the pole will be anchored into the guy. The metal guy, the metal guy.
So there's no concrete, Christine?
No concrete.
Okay,
That's fine.
all right. Any other questions from the audience? That's good. All right, now then,
Now you close the
now we
hearing.
need to close the hearing.
I move to close the hearing?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to close the hearing on Guy at poll number 34/11. All in favor of closing the hearing? Aye.
Aye.
All right, discussion among the board? No?
No.
Make a motion on,
Okay. This is a heck of a motion, Karen.
I know, you have to say all of it.
The whole thing? Okay.
Yep.
I move that the board grants joint or identical locations for the erection or construction of poles to be owned and used in common by them, and for such other fixtures, including anchors and guys, as may be necessary to sustain or protect the wires of the line. Said poles to be located substantially as shown on the plans made by K. Rice dated October 5, 2023, and filled herewith upon, along, and across the following public way of Millis. Forest Road, southerly side opposite Bow Street, install one anchor guy at pole number 34/11.
Second.
okay, it's been moved and seconded to install the anchor guy on pole 34/11. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, passes unanimously. All right,
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you so much.
next up is snow removal contract.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In your packet is a memo from the Director of Public Works, Mr. McKay, requesting that I appoint an additional snow contractor covered under the personnel plan to start February 13th, 2024 through March 1st, 2024, so really only a period of a few weeks, but this is Kevali Rihanna Jimenez, who has already successfully completed their physical and Cory check.
And Mr. Kaczynski, I just wanted to add, I actually made the motion to go through March 15th instead of the 1st. I think Jim's being optimistic that we won't have any more
Yeah,
snow.
I would agree. Let's go through the 15th.
All right,
Okay, I move that the board ratify the town administrator's appointment of Kevali Riani Jimenez as a snow contractor under the personnel plan from February 13, 2024 through March 15, 2024.
Second?
okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Okay, passes unanimously. All right, we're right back on schedule,
Here we go.
7:25. And Chief. This is the no parking signs on Adam and Parnell.
Good evening. I'll give you the Cliff Note version. So we
We
had
have 5 minutes
we
because
had-
we have a hearing started.
we had a similar issue 2 years ago on 109 by Lucas Manufacturing, right by Medway Imports. So the car carriers that pulled in to deliver vehicles would block the business in. And we asked that we install no parking signs on this side of the street. Since then, haven't had a problem. Since then, about a month ago, I was contacted by Mr. Gorham, the property owner of 8486 Union Street, and there's been several instances where the car carrier that was delivering to Export Auto across the street, the old Howie Oil, would block the driveways of the duplexes. So I went and spoke to the business owner, asked him if he could just notify the driver. Unbeknownst to me, he literally uses, it's not the same driver, and they come from all over the country. Some speak English, some don't. And he's like, I don't know who's delivering the cars, to just push out a notice. So with that, I think the easiest way to remedy this problem is to install no parking signs on this side of the street from Adams Street up to Parnell. And I'm going to leave it up to Mr. McKay, Mr. Ramachi, but I would venture to guess up to 3. I believe probably 2 or 3.
Okay.
The because it's all sidewalk right up to the pavement, so I'm not sure how they're gonna install them, but that would be my recommendation to fix the problem.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I move that the board approve the request to purchase and install no parking this side of street signs on Union Street from Adams up to Parnell.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to install the no parking signs. Any discussion on that? Questions?
Nope.
All right, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Two.
Got 2 minutes till the hearing time.
Could do the Green Communities Grant.
Green
quickly.
Communities Grant.
Can you do the
Let-
green
let
community?
Bob go.
Yeah, come on up. We're gonna get you out early, Bob. We're not allowed to start hearings early, apparently.
Quickly. Thank you very much. As you're aware, since 2015, the town has been a green community. We've received over $900,000 from the Department of Energy Resources to help us save energy, to help us get more efficient. This year, the Millis Energy Committee and I are asking the board to approve and authorize the town administrator to sign a DOER grant for $5,450.21, which will help us install a heat pump at the Village Street Sewer Facility. And it's an $11,000 project. Green Community is going to kick in $5,450, utility incentives of $2,500, and the remainder, the balance will be the DPW sewer enterprise. And that will give us a great HVAC system for the sewer pump over at Village Street.
All right,
I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign the Massachusetts Department of Energy Resources grant in the amount of $5,450.21 to fund a portion of installation of a heat pump at the Village Street Sewer Facility.
Second.
okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the grant and to fund the heat pump. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, passes unanimously.
Great, thank you all very much.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
We're there. Perfect, Bob. You were exactly the right amount of time. So now we have the hearing, if you want to open that.
Yes. Actually, this is already open.
Right.
Continue,
So we're
okay.
continuing, so you don't have to do that.
Okay, sorry about that.
You will have to close it if it closes. It's very confusing tonight, I'm sorry. Too many hearings.
Ted, where exactly is
Ted.
this property? Exactly.
How would you describe it? Sort of going towards Medway on the left.
Is it across the street from storage?
It's all
Is it Hockey's?
Yes.
This is Hockey's property.
property, yeah.
So, my father used to own that property back in the day when he built septic tanks and steps. And I used to be out there with a bucket of tar, and I would be tarring the seam in the septic tank when I was about 7 years old. So, have fun. You'll probably see some tar around there and some tears from me.
We've got plenty of work to do if you feel nostalgic.
I know, I was gonna say.
She's available.
Yeah, we'll send her over, don't worry.
So did you purchase it, or are you leasing it?
I'm purchasing it,
You're purchasing
Yeah.
that property.
yeah.
Phew. Good for you.
A lot of nostalgia there. All right, so let's start the hearing officially now that we've established where it is.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. Edward Cannon on behalf of the applicant, Chad Beauregard, Chad with myself here. Eric Diaz is from Strong Point Engineering. This is a continuance of the open public hearing. Just by way of background, we did appear at the planning board to request a waiver of site plan, given the type of use. So they did waive strict sort of site plan compliance, because he's just really cleaning up the site. He's not really doing a lot to it, with some conditions in terms of drainage and those sorts of things that planning boards usually do, which is fine. So I have a copy of the decision if you would like. So the use itself does require a special permit from this board. That's why we're here. We did get comments from peer review. Rather than my venture into the world of the engineer, I think it might be better if Eric sort of maybe goes through that, but most of those were fine. But Eric can sort of clarify some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad to pull up a plan if you folks want to see it, or I can just kind of walk through the general what have you of what we did. I'll go at your direction.
Yeah, we have the letters.
Right.
If there's something that you think would help people understand this better, please pull it up. If you'd
Yeah, let me
like to.
grab
If
the
you
plan
don't-
real quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you've got a visual aid, let's see what it is.
Oh, a real drawing.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
These are old school.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna look over there, watch it come up on that.
I wasn't sure what we had at our disposal
Yeah.
tonight, so I just
Yeah.
went back to the caves.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
So we did receive some peer review comments, and they were, by and large, fine. Just a very short summary is, I think we made all of the requested improvements that were asked of us. But just to blow through these in some generalities, there was a comment made about showing an existing sewer service, which actually doesn't exist. This site is actually still currently on a septic system. There was some comments about adding additional sediment and erosion controls to the plan, which we did. We added a perimeter barrier, most of which will be temporary around this area here, which is the only area that we're really doing any clearing or land work. This area here is at the end of a paved parking area, but there's no curb. So there was a suggestion that we install an erosion control barrier there and leave it there in perpetuity, functioning well, just to make sure that nothing's getting into the wetland that's on this side here in the event that there's wood chips or any, minor sediment tracking, things like that. So we agreed to that, that's on the plan. There was a comment that, it may make sense, the existing contour in this area where we're proposing to clear some trees, and by the way, I don't know if, I wasn't at the first meeting, but the intent of this area is to clear trees and use that for logs coming into the site, wood splitting, occasional wood chipping, things like that. That will all happen in this location. So the comment was that the existing grades there are a little steep, so maybe we could grade it out. So we did grade it out to a pretty flat area with actually a little bit of a low spot in the middle. That's gonna help things not run out of there. It's also gonna help collect some storm water and get that back into the ground, which is, a bonus, obviously. Just going through this in a little bit more detail. There was some notes that there was a letter from Millis Fire and Rescue that gave some comments under their regulation, and we've agreed to all of them. My client has spoken with the fire chief, and my understanding is that he's satisfied. We were asked to, basically quantify the number of vehicle trips we're expecting. Obviously, this isn't something that's gonna make a huge difference on 109. But we're not doing any retail services on the site. Everything is wholesale operations only, so that limits trips right there. We will also be influenced by seasonal conditions. Obviously, when there's snow on the ground, we're probably not doing getting deliveries for mulch and things like that, although people may need firewood. So we're estimating conservatively about 50 vehicle trips per day. Mostly those are going to occur in the morning hours where people are picking up to go off-site, picking up mulch, things like that, or in the evening hours when somebody's got a trailer full of wood, they're gonna drop off. 50 trips per day on that road is de minimis. We're also saying that we are anticipating that those will occur between 7 and 7, Monday through Friday, and 7 and 4 on the weekends. There were some questions about sweeping. Basically, how do we keep this place clean? So my client did buy a sweeper just for this project, which is fantastic. We do have minimum requirements that we've added to the plan for when to sweep. But basically, we're gonna monitor this place, especially outside of the fence here, and onto Main Street every day. And if there's a need, we'll sweep things up. Interior, at the very least, we're gonna sweep it once a quarter. But if we see things start migrating over that way for any reason whatsoever, we're gonna bust the sweeper out. So we should be good there. We'll just keep eyes on it. And then I believe the last comment was related to conservation. The 100-foot buffer zone runs through here. There is an existing order of conditions on this project for a prior approved project, on this property, I should say, for a prior approved project. The only work that we're doing within buffer zone is some pavement striping and refurb of a fence. I don't know that that necessarily requires us to go to Concom, but to the extent that it does, we'll have a conversation and get it taken care of. And that's really it as far as site plan is concerned.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mike Carter,
Mike
I was gonna
Carter's
say,
here.
Mike,
yeah, Mike
could you-
Carter is here, our peer review.
Yeah.
He wants to. Which, anyhow.
Good evening, Mike Carter from GCJ Associates. So I have reviewed the revised plans, and I sent an email to Karen, and I believe it was distributed to the board earlier today. They have addressed pretty much all the comments. The only thing that I would recommend is, from a standpoint of giving them a permit, is that you make sure that there's some sort of guidelines of when they're going to sweep the street at the end of the day. You know, we're trying to avoid having any mud or anything get out onto the street.
It's all pavement, most of
Yeah.
it is pavement in there. so
But it
you're
will be
tracking
tracked. And just, it's just, you might,
There's guys crushing stone on that street, across the street.
Yeah.
They don't have- you know,
and just, that was really our major comment, is to make sure that there's some provision that, and they will if they have a sweeper, but is there a condition that they, you know, they need to, just saying verbally that they'll sweep it every day? And if it's a condition of whatever the permit is, that's all I'm
You own the sweeper.
recommending.
I own the sweeper.
You own the sweeper, so it's not a big deal. But it's when you issue your permit, you want to make sure it's something in writing, agrees, and he agrees to it, there's no question about it. And then there was just, with respect to the wetlands, I don't, we'll leave that up to the Conservation Commission, but there is minimus work in the buffer zone. And I think that's really it. They addressed all the other comments. They did some grading on the site just to flatten it out. And we were really mainly concerned about erosion. That's really what most of our comments were based upon.
Yeah, the site that we're clearing, I think I was there over the weekend, there's maybe 9
Not much.
20-foot pine trees.
Yeah.
The rest is all little bush. I mean, it's critters and, it's not.
It's not a big
clearing
cleaning
forest, essentially.
So that's really where we stand. They addressed all the comments.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you available for septic tank inspection work?
I have some
Yeah.
questions, though.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, just a few questions. The street sweeper that you bought, is this a stand-behind thing?
No, no.
You bought a real street
I bought it from
sweeper?
the town of Rockland.
Maybe we can lease it from you.
Oh, sure.
Because you're gonna be using it so much, I can tell.
Well, I like it.
Nice.
Well, there's a
All the
contracting
guys
job
are arguing
available.
who gets to use it.
Are they? Is there still a building there?
2,
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
keeping the buildings?
yeah.
Okay. You shoring them up, they still, yeah.
They're really not that bad.
Yeah, they're not that bad?
Yeah.
Your operation, it's wholesale only. So tell me how that works. People are coming in and bringing in materials, and then who's
Well,
taking them out?
I'll be buying, we'll be bringing them in, I own a tree company, and I'll be bringing in some material. I'll also be buying mulch by the, I have trucks that'll bring
Okay.
100 yards in at a time.
And then who's taking it out?
We may sell to Larry's Landscape or something, maybe.
Okay,
Want
so it's
5 yards
kinda
of
like a
spring.
giant materials
Yeah,
yard?
essentially.
Okay. Okay. Just gonna get a picture of what's happening there. I think that's,
Do you have your picture fully developed? All right.
pretty much.
Erin, do you have any questions?
I guess my only question's procedural, so with the comment with the Conservation Commission, is there like a piece to the process that they're supposed to all talk to Conservation Commission? Like by
What are you gonna
nature
do?
or?
If I can, I mean, I just went through this at 1375 Main Street. The only work that's being done is to areas that are already improved. So clearing, so some of the clearing is on pavement. It's just, it's been so long, it's grown through pavement. And, maintenance of an existing fence. When we were asked, the similar question appeared before Conservation in 1375, they said, we don't care what you're doing to existing improvements as long as you're not doing any new improvement. So
Okay.
there is no new improvement. If you'd like me to write a letter to Conservation, I can certainly do that and let them know that's the case. But we certainly know that if there's any new,
Give them the
if
option.
there's any
Yeah,
new
let's be safe.
disturbance.
Let them know what you're
Sure.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just
okay.
be safe on that.
Okay,
So
so when are
just-
you ready to move?
December, last December.
Oh, you are, okay.
As soon as you
No, I'm
vote,
ready, yeah, I'm ready.
as soon as you vote and get your shovel.
And the existing septic, you passed Title V?
Yeah, we're working that out.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Are you gonna hook on a sewer?
possibly.
Okay,
You'll be back.
possible. Yeah, we're the sewer board too, so we may see you again.
All right,
I'm good.
go ahead.
So we just need a motion to
you gotta
close
close,
the.
right.
Oh, I make a,
Tell her to go ahead and do the
Oh, okay, go
I
ahead.
make a motion to close the hearing?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to close the hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes
And then
unanimously.
Ellen, Mike, I don't know if you have a specific, I sort of wrote up a motion, but I don't know if you have something specific that you want them to add in.
Wait, we may have jumped the gun on that for just 1 second.
Oh,
Were there
sorry.
any comments from the audience on the hearing before we close it officially? Nobody's leaping to their feet, so I think our motion's fine. Okay.
Why are you asking Mike?
Why am I asking Mike? Because often,
Mike Giampietro, right?
no, I'm
Mike
asking Mike
Carter.
Carter.
Oh, Mike Carter. Oh, that Mike.
Sorry.
And I was asking Mike because I could see him and he's the only one that was.
Yes.
The
So
other
I'm,
Mike.
so I'm asking Mike Carter because I wrote up the motion as if, just kind of a very generic motion, but if he has specific things he wants included, this is the time to do it.
If-
He wants a
Right.
street sweeper.
Exactly, so whatever he says goes.
If you just reference the plan, that would probably, I believe the notes are on the plan. So that would, then you can just go to the plan and the notes are there. That might make it easy. He's already got the description to maintain the erosion control and sweep, so
So
that's
do you
probably.
have that, Karen? You want
Well, it's
the
a as
plan reference?
So you can
presented
go with
in
it.
the plan.
Correct, as presented in the plan, so then you're good.
So it's
Right.
part of the motion as presented in the plan.
All right.
Okay, I don't have the information on the plan. Do you, Karen?
Right here, though, but like.
It's in your, yeah.
That's it. We'll just say as presented.
So as presented.
Yeah, you don't have to, you don't have to,
Yeah, we
Okay,
have-
as
we have
presented in the plan.
I don't know.
Okay,
As presented in the
Karen,
plan.
you can have the exact language of the plan dated.
Yes,
That's
I was gonna
nice.
say plan dated, whatever it is,
Good.
yeah.
Okay. I move that the board approves a special permit for 1480-1486 Main Street for proposed site improvements as presented in the plan dated blah, blah, Karen's gonna add that, for processing and treating raw materials for the purpose of producing firewood, mulch, and compost in the regular course of business.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to grant the permit for 1480, 1486 Main Street for the improvements presented with the restrictions and comments as presented in the plan. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We stopped doing that.
It was a bigger one.
Oh,
Thank
you very much.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
good luck.
Bye, thank you, Mike.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Are we good?
Review and approve recommended building department fees.
Mike.
That's the other one.
Yes. Mike? You're up.
Okay, you know, that drop off, get me in trouble.
Bye, thank you.
Dead on schedule still. Not ahead.
Always.
Well, the permit-
Must be by, it must be the good planning.
Before we move on to that,
We're
a
on
little,
schedule though.
a little off topic,
Yeah.
but there is no school tomorrow in Millis.
Oh, we should announce that.
I'll make another announcement now. There is no school tomorrow.
I second it.
We're not allowed to do that. We're only relaying the information from the school committee. This is not, or the school superintendent. This is not us.
Right,
I
okay.
haven't announced it yet.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Another public announcement.
I'm excited about him cleaning up that
No,
site.
it's all you.
It's your show, Mike.
Okay, here we are again with, I had mentioned that we would, well, you had mentioned to look at the fees for the building department. We haven't looked at the fees since 2015. Should have in your information some of the surrounding towns, which we took some of the information, Holliston, Dover.
So that was sent to you in an email today because they weren't
Yeah.
correct last week.
Yep, we got him.
Natick, Medway, so Medway, Holliston, Dover, these fees have been that way for quite some time prior to the other commissioners being there. The only other town, Medfield, was changed 5 years ago, their fees. And the newest town, Natick, they changed theirs back in 2023. So, looking at it all, Natick was the most easiest permit fee structure to go by. It's been almost 10 years since we've done anything with it. Now, prices of materials and the costs have gone up quite a bit in 3 years, over my 10, right? So I took the Natick permit fee structure, because they were the most recent. I'm sure the other towns will probably follow and move their fees up in a short period of time. So
Karen,
that,
did you send us maybe?
this handout,
I sent you, whatever ones I just
Yeah,
forwarded
Natick
on
was
the
in
email
there.
today.
Was it? I don't think
Yeah.
I don't remember Natick being there, but
I only
anyway.
got 4. I
This
got,
Natick's, if you want to take a look.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do, thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Huh?
Lay it on the table so I can see too.
I don't think you included it.
Whatever he sent, I just
Right,
forwarded to you
okay.
guys.
Well,
What does
we're
that
good.
say?
Use mine.
You gotta put the mic by your face there, Michael.
this,
Pull it towards you,
people at
because they
home
can't
can
hear
hear
you.
who can't hear me?
Nobody.
People
How's that?
watching on TV.
Oh,
So Mike, did you take all this information and make a new one for Millis?
yeah, this is the one I had given you.
Yeah,
That's, what's in your
That's the
packet
one in
is
the
the one
packet.
that he is
Perfect.
proposing.
that one.
Perfect.
The email that I sent today, I was forwarding information that he
Okay.
found backing this
Oh,
up.
this
One in
one.
the package is
Does that
what
make
we're
Is the
looking for.
proposal.
Got it, thank you.
So building department fees, I put effective May 1st, 2024.
Right. So that's
But
the
you can
proposal.
change that if you want. You want to wait till June or July, make it soon, it's up to you. But going through this is relatively easier than what the structure we have now. And the structure we have now, oops, sorry. You know, you have to mark everything out, see what it is. We had $10 per thousand was the contract cost. So whatever the cost of construction was, we would say it was $10 per thousand. We're raising it to 20 for residential. Doesn't cost 200,000 to build a house anymore. And even with the plumbing fees and the electrical fees, this structure that Natick did is pretty simple. You don't have to go down each column and find out what you're doing and ask the applicant, what are you doing, you sure? You get out there, they do something else, and then, you know, you have to either add a fee, and a lot of our existing fees that we have, for example, the minimum fee is $40. Well, we pay an inspector $40 to do an inspection. We don't make any money. Where the minimum fee with the new one, let's see.
Isn't that 100 or 200?
100 for residential,
100.
200 for commercial.
Right, so at least, you know, if you got 2 inspections, $80, at least the town's making $20, you know. Other things I put in for you to consider is just down below, it says per thousand equals the provided contract cost for all trades. Inspectors reserve the requirement of a signed contract by the owner and the Massachusetts licensed professional tradesman. So to verify the cost of each job, you would say, well, let me see a contract, right? So for example, if we had a job that was, say, $4,000, right now, and building-wise, the minimum fee would be $90. The new fee would be $100. If we had a contract of $300,000, the old way it would be $3,000. Now we'd double it to $6,000. So, and then usually in the past, you would take what the contractor would put down, because we didn't have it stated that we want to see the contract on the permit fee list. So we reserve the right to look at the contracts. Then all construction costs for each trade are rounded up to the nearest $1,000. As you can see on that section, it says, for example, any project costing from $14,001 to $14,999 would be calculated, the project is $15,000, round up. The permit fee would then be calculated at 15 times 20 is $300. So just to give an example on how to calculate the fees, if anybody has any questions. All work prior to the issuance of a permit is subject to double fee. Some of the towns triple fee. I don't think that's fair. Double fee is, you know, a hefty fine. If you're gonna pay $300, you gotta pay $600, right? I don't think triple fee is fair. Reinspection fee is $50, so the inspector gets 40, the town makes 10.
Any questions?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Erin.
So, for any of the things that this is supposed to cover, you would always have a contract of some sort?
Yes.
Okay. So, if I'm doing something in my house,
You should have a contract with your contractor.
so it's not like a DIY thing that you pull your own permits, you have to be a contracted person to
Right,
pull a
Home
permit?
improvement contractor registration law, which is under the Office of Consumer Affairs, requires that any contract, $1,000, and any work that anybody does for somebody that's $1,000 or more, requires to have a signed contract.
Okay,
It's mandated by Mass General Law.
okay,
So if it's over $1,000, they have to have a contract.
okay,
If they don't have a contract and somebody hired them, then, you know, you have to have then we can say you have to have a contract.
Right.
According to the HIC,
okay.
so.
But Erin's talking about, what if like I wanted to redo my own bathroom and it was $1,200, my supplies? Do I have to sign a contract with myself and bring it to you?
No, then we charge you the minimum fee.
Okay.
So if you wanted to do your own work, you're saying, I want to do my own work.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay,
okay.
We know you have skills.
Well,
Your father was
about
like
that.
When you were 9, you were ace with the tar brush. All right,
Mr. Chair?
yes.
And I don't know, I will defer to the town administrator, of course, but I would suggest that the fees be effective July 1, just so it goes with the fiscal year, but I don't know if you had a reason why you were doing it May 1st.
because we did it 10 years ago, May 15th, so I just
I don't know if you have any thoughts or it
picked
matters
May
at
out of
all?
my hat.
Projects pending.
I don't.
I have no projects pending, so I have no
So you
opinion.
don't care?
I don't know.
Few people
I don't
do.
know if it makes a
Squeezed mine
difference.
in
It
last
just-
2 years ago.
Few people do.
Yeah.
I didn't study all of this stuff, Mike,
Yeah.
because why should I, when you did all the work? Did you just, you looked at all these 5 towns and you just,
Yeah,
what
the
made
best-
sense?
Right, the best way to, you know, and look, and a lot of those towns, they haven't touched their fees
I
either in a
know.
while,
Yeah.
so.
But the structure of it, that
Yeah,
you said you
Right, it's a
simplified
different
the
Nate,
structure
Nate,
considerably.
you know, puts it, and then, now you want me to do online permitting, right? So
Yeah.
that's gonna be a lot easier with the online permitting.
There you go, keep it simple. All right.
Keep it simple,
I
Stephen.
I might recommend the July 1st just to keep within fiscal year, so it's a clean cut from
I don't
our
think it
books.
matters to us.
And it's just it's a usual time for us to kind of make changes to.
And we can notify everybody
Yeah.
on,
Just don't give any permits out till
And-
July 1st.
yeah.
That
Well,
way-
we can put on the
that way
website,
Homeowners have a little warning if they want to
I was just gonna say, everyone's gonna run in and get a
That would be another
permit.
approach, the homeowners have no warning. So, yeah, let's go July 1st.
we can put a sign in the office, say, you know, permit fees are gonna change July 1st, you know, please be advised,
So
right?
That's
if-
good,
if you
yeah.
want,
Yeah.
if you want it a little less expensive, get in before
Yeah, yeah,
July
hurry up.
1st.
Put the sign up on June 30th.
I'll announce
no.
it I'll announce it at the next select board meeting also. That will be a part of our
Too late, Alan, it's out there
All
now.
right. So I
Okay.
think there's a motion on this.
I think, if I can find it.
See it.
Hold on, I lost.
So again, I put May 1st because I wasn't sure. I should have
July
put, I
1st.
should
Just change it to
but
July
to
1st.
change to July 1st, Ellen.
Okay. I move that the board approve building department fees, including building, plumbing, gas, and electrical as presented, and to implement the fees beginning July 1st, 2024.
second.
Case been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Fabulous.
Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks.
And you stayed awake.
Yeah, imagine,
Good job.
that's my bedtime.
Mine too.
Yeah, ditto.
Getting close. All right. Finance Director, recruitment process.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As the board is aware, our current finance director, Carol Johnston, who has been with us for the past 6 years, will be retiring at the end of this fiscal year on June 30th. And we're certainly sad to see her go, and you'll have plenty of time to see her and talk to her during the budget
Oh, yes.
process this year, so. But in order to be able to fill this critical position by July 1st, we do need to start the recruitment process early this month. Enclosed in your packet is a job description and advertisement for the position. I am requesting that the board vote to, or at least authorize the advertisement to be posted. Really, the main location we post that is in the Beacon, but we'll certainly post it on Indeed and other sites as well. And per Article 5, Section 30 of the Millis General Bylaws, the finance director is appointed directly by the select board. As part of the process for this, similar to what was done at the time that Carol came on, I'm recommending that the select board designate one of its members to work with myself, Karen, and other staff here in undertaking the screening process for applicants. And at the conclusion of that initial screening process, the finalists would interview with the board in open session, and then the board would make a determination and an appointment for the position. The goal of this is, to be filled by July 1st. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you have, but it is time to move forward with the process.
And Mr. Chair, I just wanted to add, so if you read the job description, we started with the job description that we had when we hired Carol. We tweaked it a bit, but we did miss, Erin noticed that we missed a few places where it says selectmen instead of select board, so I'll update that, but do take a look at that in case you have any other comments.
Well, if it worked to get Carol,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, and Carol actually reviewed it with Mike and I so that we could sit and
Yeah.
say, is there anything that should get tweaked here? So I think it's pretty good.
She was fine with it, as far as.
I would, I'm fine with it pending those small edits, but I would also suggest that if Craig's willing, perhaps Craig be the one that's
I
on the
agree.
committee.
I second that. Is that not a motion?
It's not a motion. I was thinking I would be glad to do that too,
Okay.
although I was toying with, I could work from home and commute in and walk over.
Well, sure, if you want to become a candidate, then, one of us
No,
could do
no,
it.
no, I'm very happy where I am. I thought of being able to walk to work, except driving to Quincy always appeals.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
True, true.
But not that much. All right, so no, I think that makes sense. I'd be very interested to work
Okay.
with the interview process.
Great,
Great.
all right.
All right, so there's no motion or
No
anything like
official
that?
motion.
Okay,
Just
good.
the consensus of the board is really what I'm looking for. Thank you very much.
All right. Next up, we have Rave Alert.
Rave.
Rave.
So Rave. So Rave is our, so we used to have what they called Swift Reach 911. They basically were purchased by the Rave company, so that's what this is. We're just switching over, and in fact, I put a Facebook post today for anyone who is not already signed up for the voice alerts, that they can go on and sign up for this through the website. And now you have the option, you can get voicemail, you can get a text message, you can get an email, whatever you want, you can get all three. So it's actually, and it's very easy to use. So that's what this is. There are a few different options, and Mike and I talked, and the 3-year renewal seemed to make the most sense. So that's what I'm recommending. It's an annual cost of $5,094.90 for a total of $15,284.70 over the 3 years.
All right,
Okay.
I'll take a motion on that.
I move that the board approve the renewal quote for Rave Alert for Swift 911 customers for a 3-year term at $5,094.90 per year, for a total amount not to exceed $15,284.70 for FY '25 through FY '27, and authorize the town administrator to sign on the town's behalf.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously.
Fabulous.
Thought we were
Thanks.
approving raves for just
Yes.
fun town to live in.
We are a fun town.
Yeah. All right, next up, we have the ratification of the contract for the library director that we signed last executive session.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It is with pleasure that I forward that employment agreement between the town and Kimberly Tolson, our library director, for the board's formal ratification this evening. The board did, in your last executive session, did vote to approve it. This 3-year agreement covers the term of January 29th, 2024 to January 28th, 2027. I think you all know Kim. She's done an outstanding job here as the Millis Library Director. And I'm asking you to ratify the enclosed employment agreement this evening.
Okey-doke. I move the board ratify the employment agreement between the town and Kimberly Tolson, Library Director, for a 3-year term beginning January 29, 2024, and ending January 28, 2027.
Second.
Okay, so moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Passed unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have liaison updates, I believe, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody's favorite time of the meeting.
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
I have,
FinCom, economic
I know, I
development.
knew he had.
I've got two.
Winner.
FinCom was interesting, Fire came in and presented, same presentation. A lot of discussion though regarding mutual aid, a lot more than we had about that. He was in there for about an hour talking to them. And the mutual aid discussion was around the fact that we respond to about 160 calls and we receive about 30 calls of support, 35 calls when people come in. Difference is that our mutual aid going out, about 130 of those 160 calls are ambulance related, where we receive the fees that for transporting the person. So because other towns have less ambulance service than we do, or a lesser quality ambulance service, because we have the EMT, the paramedic rather, not just EMT, but paramedics. We're first response for a lot of those towns. And when they come into town, it's typically for a fire. So they're coming in to help put out fires that we have, not respond to predominantly accidents or emergency transportation. So those are all good for us. It's a good model to have. We have the backup we have if we have a crisis, and we're providing something that is actually generating revenue to pay for the ambulances and the staff we have to do it. And it's not getting in the way right now of our existing demand or need for that. All right, other one, Economic Development Committee. We discussed our $170,000 grant fund potential for the downtown
Revitalization.
yeah, revitalization. There'll be more coming on that. We've been through, like, we're up to option number 4 now, trying to find one that fits. We talked about whether it's a consulting type thing where somebody comes in and we help them start a business. But then it was pointed out there's about 4 commercial sites available right now, so that's really not a sustainable model. We talked about whether it's a Chamber of Commerce kickstart where we have the businesses in town form basically a chamber to run programs and stuff, but we haven't had a huge response to that because people are quite busy running their business. Third was marketing to try to drive traffic to the Millis businesses. And the fourth one, which was we take a very small portion of that money and see if there's a firm that will help us decide what to do with it. So that's the one we're leaning towards. So not spending the full 170, but some amount, 15,000 or so of the grant to see if they have any great ideas that fit our town well. So they'll come before us with the full plan when it's baked, and then we will vote on it and move forward. That's it.
That's
I'm
it?
gonna put down that I had 2.
Yes.
It'll be a 0 and a 0. I'm gonna put names there because they're both 0.
Well, I was gonna have one tomorrow night, but they just canceled it because of the storm, so.
I have one tomorrow.
Are they gonna
I
have?
have
Oh.
two tomorrow, the PBC and School Building Committee.
Okay, perfect. Well, we're one step away.
Oh, well, I don't know if you can do about it now.
Water and sewer commitment.
That's weird.
Okay.
It's never done that before.
You don't have your contract renewed. That's the free version.
Yeah, the 40 minute is the free version. I'm not sure what happened there.
Well, go ahead.
Does somebody talk about it? The water sewer
Oh, water
commitment?
sewer,
Obviously, they're letting you
Oh.
know.
yeah. I was just gonna
Do you have
take
the draft,
motion.
did you?
We
taking
didn't
up
do the draft minutes yet, you
Oh,
skipped
draft
it.
minutes, I'm sorry, I skipped over that.
Oh. What are we up to?
January 27th,
I
2024.
noticed after I sent it out, I said, hey, Victoria, this is the 2023, so we did update it. So it is from 2024.
Are we solidly into 2024 now?
We are.
Holy moly
We're
moly.
current.
I know.
It's good.
Current.
That's crazy.
It
We
needs a
are
motion,
current.
though.
Oh, a motion.
We're
I move that the
figure
board
it
I move that the board, I'm so excited that we're into 2024,
You
I can
should be
barely
excited.
contain
It's
myself.
exciting.
I move that the board approve the draft minutes from Monday, January 27, 2024, as written.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Passed unanimously.
Okay, now.
Now we're at the water sewer commitment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm recommending that the board approve the water and sewer commitment for the, to the collector for January of 2024 in the amount of $1,631.95.
Okay, I move that the board approves the water sewer commitment to the collector for January 2024 in the amount of $1,631.95.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Take a motion. To adjourn.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Go.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All right.
And I
Thank
will
you,
ask
everybody.
If you could.